The book haul, the summer TBR.
The book shopping tote of the day. I want to make this dress. I really try to always find something to be excited about, like something that I can like wake up and be like really excited about, because then I always kind of have something to fall back on if I'm not feeling as happy or like I want to feel better. I can remind myself of something fun coming up. And the thing that I am focusing on being excited about right now is summertime. It's gonna come sooner than we know it. It's basically May already. I don't know if May is technically a summer month because I know the winter ones are December, January, February. March, April, May, spring. Okay, so May still might be spring, but I live in Florida and it's already warming up to the 90-degree weather. So I am turning on summer mode. I feel like as a Florida girl, it just activates within my soul to thrive during the summertime. So I'm just really looking forward to the brightness of the day, the long days, because the sun sets later in the summer. Oh my gosh, I'm not looking forward to the humidity and kind of the swampiness that we get down here in the subtropical climate, but everything else that goes along with it, like ice cream, the beach, bright colors. I don't know, I love the summertime so much. So today, I think I want to focus on building or kind of planning my summer TBR. Oh, Zoe is here. Say hi, Zoe. I want to go shopping at some indie bookstores in my area and pick up some books to curate the perfect summer TBR. A list of books that I can pull from and sink myself into the right summer feeling story. I love fantasy, so I want to definitely read a bunch of those. I'm realizing I like romance more than I think I do, so maybe a warm summer feeling romance. Maybe something like The Summer I Turned Pretty, but either a little bit more adult or fantastical. It can go either way. like if it's The Summer I Turned Pretty, but with fairies or dragons, I'm there. I also know that I think it's like cozy crime books is how you would describe them. The ones that are a bit humorous. It's like whodunit, hee hee. Like it's not scary. I can't. I'm too anxious of a person to be reading scary books. Like the Finley Donovan series. I know that I like reading books like that, and they're really quick, and I feel like they make really good summertime reads, like by the beach, by the pool, because they're typically easy to read. So finding something like that would be really good today.
Aww, that's a good puppy. Good.
But before we go indie book shopping, we are going to do some book shopping in my own mini library. I have not read absolutely every single book on this shelf, but I want to work my way towards being there, and I think it's fair that if we are going to add books, we should also prioritize reading some of the ones we already have. That's just one of my big book goals this year, is to prioritize the TBR that I already own. I know that I'm saying this as I'm actively getting ready to go get more books, but just, you understand me. We're close, right? You get it. This is what my bookshelves are looking at right now. I kind of have this chair just floating around in this room, and it's basically Zoe's throne. Like I said, not all of these are red, so we have plenty to choose from. Plus, I have this stack as well. Which, as I'm looking at this stack, there's one on here I think would be a great summer read that I bought recently. There's too many books. Just kidding, there's no such thing. Excuse me, Zoe, we can just share a seat. This is Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell. I think this is a great addition to my summer TBR because it is a quirky romance. I feel like it has the potential to be a nice, easy, fast read, even though it's a bit thick, in my opinion, for a romance. It's 420-something pages, almost 430 pages. This is about a girl who writes fan fiction about either her favorite movie or show. I'm not sure which one it is specifically. I believe she goes off to college and she's having a hard time finding herself, so she turns to this fan fiction. And I don't know how we get introduced to the love interest. I can't remember. Our main character is Kath, and her sister are growing apart as they are going to college. And in college, Kath has a surly roommate with a charming, always-around boyfriend, a fiction writing professor who thinks fan fiction is the end of the civilized world, and a handsome classmate who only wants to talk about words. And she can't stop worrying about her dad, who's loving and fragile and has never really been alone. So I don't know what happens there. I think this has a lot of potential to read like a quirky narrator in my mind, and this feels like a good poolside book. Like, it's not that serious. It's mostly fun. There's even some character art in this book. These shelves are mostly organized for aesthetics, but I know that I kind of tried to keep some genres together. This is sort of mostly fantasy. Most of the books I own are fantasy, I think. So it was really easy. But I remember getting this book last summer, and I haven't read it because I remember saving it because it felt very summer to me, and I just didn't get around to it last summer. So it definitely should be prioritized for this summer because it's one of my favorite genres, Black girl fantasy. Look at the girl on the cover and her big hair. I need to remind myself what this is about. It Waits in the Forest by Sarah Dass. I want to make this dress. It is so perfect. It's made of vines and really tropical flowers, and she has flowers in her hair. This book cover is what I want summer to feel like. I will read you the flappity flap. How far would you go to get what you desire? Unlike the other residents of the small Caribbean island of St. Virgil, Selena de Silva does not believe in magic. With a logical mind and a knack for botany, Selena used to dream of leaving home with her boyfriend Gabriel and starting a new life together far away, until a vicious, unsolved attack left her father dead and her mother in a coma. 2 years later, her guilt over her mother's condition keeps her tethered to the island, regulated to using her mother's legacy as St. Virgil's most talented and most feared psychic to con desperate islanders and gullible tourists with useless talismans and phony protection rituals. I love the hustle. But when one of those tourists ends up at the center of a string of strange murders, the truth that Selena has been denying can no longer be avoided. There is evil lurking in the forest that surrounds St. Virgil. Another thing that can't be avoided? Selena's now ex-boyfriend Gabriel, who's returned home for the first time since Selena broke up with him. Desperate to put an end to the killings and claim justice for Selena's parents, these two former lovers must race to find answers. But darkness is no fool, and evil bides its time. As long-hidden secrets about Selena's family begin to reveal themselves, Selena knows only one path to the truth remains, and it waits in the forest. Oh! I feel like it has so many of the elements I was just telling you that I like in books. First of all, black main character, big curly hair. Check. I'm already gonna love it. 2, there's magic. I love that there is like a nod to fake magic because her mother sells these fake talismans, all while being a very powerful psychic, which is real magic. So it's like, I love that. I'm really excited to see that element. There's the romance/ex romance. And there's a murder mystery because one of the tourists finds himself in a string of murders. I think I already owned the perfect summer book. I think I want to do just one more look at the books that I own. One, so that I remember what I own and don't accidentally buy something again. That hasn't happened to me yet, but I am afraid that I would do that. This is a sequel to Sing Me to Sleep by Gabby Burton, and I really liked Sing Me to Sleep. It's about a siren. Our black girl main character is a siren, but she's like a bloodthirsty siren. So it feels more like a darker fantasy, but I really liked the first book, and I haven't read the second one yet, so this could be a great summer read because sirens and summer makes perfect sense. That feels like fall. Ooh, another sequel to a book that I actually read this year, The Davenports. This is the second one, and oh my gosh, 4 black girl main characters all trying to find romance in the early Americas. It's giving Bridgerton, but black elite in early America. So good, so good. Oh yeah, here's the first one. This is my first read of the year and it was 5 stars. So I definitely should add the second one to the summer TBR. I think this is how most people see me because I'm under 5 feet tall. But anyways, this is the book shopping fit for today. I am wearing pants. Why do I make that a big deal every time I talk about it? Because I am Floridian, as we have already established, and just the pants window in Florida is real slim most of the time. Midweek in the midsummer, like 2 p.m. Wednesday afternoon, after the afternoon monsoon, you couldn't even pay me to wear pants, let alone denim pants. So I'm just enjoying the time that I can wear pants now. So I'm wearing these that I got from ASOS. They have little heart pockets on the butt. I love a small detail. I got this corset top a few years ago from Amazon, but I added all the blue bedazzled flowers myself. My shoes are Siren Crocs. My favorite style of Croc. I love everything about this shoe. I love that it's a heel. I love that it's chunky. It's water resistant. Need I say more? The sand color is kind of my go-to neutral shoe. My press-ons. I've been wearing them for 2 weeks now. They are from Digi Beauty. I stan. They do a lot of bold, vibrant, and press-on nails, and that's what I like. And I don't know if you can tell from up there, but I'm wearing eggplant earrings from Betsy Johnson. Oh, and we can't forget the book shopping tote of the day. This one my bestie got me. It says, just one more chapter. And inside I have today's lip combination. Very easy. Topicals. This is for the Crusty Lip Club. As a founding member, I support. I'm wearing 2 lip liners on top of that, a NYX suede liner in Club Hopper, and my go-to Rare Beauty Gifted. I think that's all we need. Let's go indie book shopping. If you are new to my channel, you may not know that I have a series here called the Bookstore Shopping Tour, where I go around and show a lot of indie bookstores wherever I am visiting. So I've been to Colorado, I did a Tennessee road trip, I did romance-only stores in Florida, and that's just a couple of them with plenty more on the way. But today I'm going to give you a mini-sode because I have yet to feature this bookstore on this channel, and I don't know why. Because I've been here a couple times and I've met the owner and she's so sweet. This is Authentic Books. It's downtown Orlando in the Ivanhoe neighborhood. There's like a really cute vintage shop down the street, but we're talking about the bookstore. This is a black woman-owned bookstore. We love, love, love to see it, especially here. It's a bit of a smaller bookstore, but because it's so much more than that, and I will touch on that in just a second, but we have a wall of books right when you walk in, and I would say that yes, they have some popular releases, but I feel like they've got the hidden gems. I think that the books that are on display here are ones that typically fall into like the dark corners of the other stores, or they're just never on the front tables in a Barnes & Noble or something like that, because I feel like I haven't heard of a ton of these stories, but when I read them, like the backs of the books, I get so excited. This is basically where I know I am going to find a hidden gem. So the last time I was in this store, I was chatting with the owner and she told me that she had just gotten the second side of this building to expand the store, and this is my first time seeing it. Isn't it gorgeous? Like, the decorations in here, I'm obsessed with. They feel so warm and cozy, and like you want to hang out there, which is exactly her point. Think of this space like another third space. You can come in here, you can work, you can read. It looks like they're hosting a ton of events lately. I'm pretty sure on Sundays they bring in a coffee vendor so you can get a cup of coffee and just hang out if you like.
And what makes this bookstore special, aside from its beautiful aesthetic, is the shopping experience itself. Like, let me explain what that means. Authentic Books actually started as a book subscription service, and I believe they still have it going on. So if you want to support Authentic Books, you can do so by signing up for a subscription box service where they send you a box and a handful of self-care items. And the point is so that you use these items to make reading a personalized and enjoyable experience. And the coolest part is that the founder, Natisha, has put this concept of the subscription box into her store by having this build a book experience at her store. So you get a tote bag, it says Authentic Books, it's really cute. You pick out a book, and then you get to pick out 3 sensory items, and she has them all organized by the 5 senses: touch, smell, taste, sight, and smell. So there are perfumes, there's a hair mask, you can get chocolate. That would be such a fun thing to do, like taking yourself out on a date, doing the build a book experience, or like bringing your friends with you to do it. The day that I am filming this, it is actually, is it National Indie Bookstore Day, or is it just Indie Bookstore Day? Regardless, it's Indie Bookstore Day as I am filming this, which is another reason why I thought today would be the perfect day to shop for my summer TBR so we could support some local bookstores here in Orlando. But I just pulled up to what I think is becoming my favorite bookstore ever. I don't think I've ever had a favorite bookstore, but New Romantics. It is Orlando's romance bookstore. I love the owner, Jane. The reason why I love this store so much, or part of the reason, is that Jane has really focused on community. I've been to a couple bookstore events, like the Legendborn book release party. That is somewhere on my channel. You should definitely watch that. I also featured the New Romantics in a bookstore shopping tour, romance only edition. So you may actually need to go watch that video if you want to see the inside of the New Romantics, because I just pulled up to the parking lot and there is a big old line. It is like literally almost wrapping the corner. Insane. So I can already tell you I'm going to be fighting for my life inside of the New Romantics, which is totally fine. And honestly, that makes me happier than anything, because it's just like all of these people on a Saturday morning, like, this is just the people who are here when I'm here. This is not everyone who's going to be here today. So many people on a Saturday morning chose to wake up and support an indie bookstore with their love of books. And it's making my heart really, really happy. I love that so many people are prioritizing things that they love, like reading, like escapism, especially right now. Like, we have to be very, very, very proactive about doing the things that we love. I'm really, really passionate about that all the time, but especially right now, we have to lean in heavy to things that you love. For me, one of those things is reading, is escaping into a great story, finding fictional characters to obsess over realms that I wish I could live in. Yeah, so I'm just really happy. I'm really excited to shop the New Romantics today. And okay, let's do it. Enough talking. I don't even know what you're going to see from this store because it's just so insane, but let's make it. I was curious to know how long this line was actually going to take me to stand in, so I set a timer, and fun fact, it took me 45 minutes, which is just wild for a bookstore, but I love it. Like, I'm saying it's crazy because it's a little unbelievable to me that all these people are standing in line for a bookstore. Like, that just makes my heart so happy because I love this store so much. It was, in fact, crazy. So if you want to see a more in-depth look to the store, definitely go find my other videos. But outside they had this Sunbird boba set up, and I got a fake relationship matcha latte. Because why not? It's Indie Bookstore Day. You know, I've never had boba in a matcha latte, but I'm here for it. Apparently it's all natural too. It matches my outfit. We are back home. We are specifically in the outdoor reading oasis, questionably so, because it's the middle of the day, which means it's the hottest part of the day. But I feel like this fits the summer vibe. I think I'm going to spend as much time as I can bear out here reading these books this summer. But before we talk about what we're going to read, let's talk about what we're currently reading. And by we, I mean me. This book actually got sent to me. And I was really excited about it because I am a product of Pixie Hollow Online. If you don't know what that is, it was like, I don't know, like an internet game where you could create your own Disney Pixie and like give it a talent and fly around in this like digital world. They need to bring that back in like a Switch game. I would spend so much time doing like a Hello Kitty Island adventure, but make it Disney Pixies game. I would heavily invest in that. I also read the original, are they the original books? The original Disney fairy books, the ones that I grew up with anyways, like The Trouble with Tink, and I think there was one with a fairy called Flora. I can't remember. But Tink is like the only fairy that made it into the movies. Anyways, who we did meet in the movies was Queen Clarion, and this book, Wings of Starlight by Allison Saft. Allison Saft is a like prequel to the Tinkerbell movies. It's about Queen Clarion when she's only 17 years old and how she meets Mallory, the warden of the Winterwoods. And if you have seen Secret of the Wings, any of the Tinkerbell movies, you know why this is really important. Because you know that this is a romance story that didn't end up working out like in the end. Because the Tinkerbell movies take place like far after this, I believe. And this is like the prequel, literally. This is the story that we never got to learn. And I was really excited to learn that it was written by Allison Saft because I've read one other book by her. Oh my gosh, what is it called? I can imagine the cover. A Fragile Enchantment. That book was so whimsical and cozy. Like, I actually felt teleported into another universe whenever I was reading that book. And I just knew that she would be perfect for a Pixie Hollow story because Pixie Hollow has always felt very whimsical. It's like an otherworldly place where pixies have whole lives and drama and work problems and internal problems and secret sisters and things like that. Okay. And Allison Saft really puts us right back into the story that we know. Like, I feel like I'm watching this movie in my head because it's just written so perfectly for the world. Like, it's not making me second guess anything. And I love it so much already for that, for putting me back in that nostalgic mindset. It's so perfect. And listening to the book, because I do have the hard copy that was sent to me by Disney Books, but I'm listening to the book on Libro FM and just hearing the voices. I feel like I can hear the seasons and like the parts of nature that they're referencing, little critters, the chilliness of the winterwood. Like, I feel like I can feel it when I'm reading. And that's just, I don't feel like that with every book. That's how immersive this writing is. So I really, really appreciate it for that. I don't know if I'll finish it by the time this vlog goes live. If I do, I will include my thoughts on the book at the end of the video. But if I don't, you should definitely be following me on Fable. That is where I have been tracking my books and my ratings. I need to also upload them to Storygraph. I have a Storygraph account as well, but I'm just drawn to the Fable interface a little bit more. It's like a little bit more vibrant and easier for my brain to process, I guess. So I just lean towards that one. This is my reminder to update my Storygraph, but either one of those, if you want to see my reviews on my books that I have read. Oh, this one's so good. And the back, look at the character art on the back. Look at the cover. Like, it feels just as whimsical as it looks. By the way, since it is Indie Book Day when I'm filming this, I do want to point out that I use Libro FM because it allows you to support indie bookstores. Basically, your audiobook purchases, like, I don't know how much, I need to figure that out, but part of the money that you pay for your audiobook purchases, and I'm on a monthly subscription, part of that goes to an indie bookstore of your choosing. So I can choose The New Romantics if I want to, or Authentic Books if they're on Libro FM. It's just another way to support indie bookstores. let's actually get into the book haul, the summer TBR, because it's official. I bought all of these books with the intent of reading them this summer. Very specific reasons why I chose these books today, but we're going to start with the not book items. The first one being a new book tote. This one was given to me at the New Romantics. It says Indie Bookstore Day 2025, and I think this was just like a gift. I'm not sure if everybody got one today or if you had to spend a certain amount, but I got one. I also got a sticker with the same print on it, but in color. That's one thing I do love about the New Romantics is pink and purple, both of my two favorite colors, so I'm just so drawn to being in that space. I got a few more stickers at Authentic Books because I like to collect the bookish stickers to use on the back of my Kindle for decor. So right now I'm just building a collection of stickers that I can draw from no matter the season, however I'm feeling, and can decorate my Kindle that way. Which, speaking of my Kindle, I have been intrigued by these hardcover folio, like, what's a folio? Is this a folio? Whatever. I feel like you know what I mean. I have been intrigued by these types of Kindle cases because I feel like they're the trendy thing in e-reader accessories. That is so niche, but if you're watching this channel, you probably get it. And they have a section at the New Romantics that supports other small businesses, especially small bookish type businesses. So they had the Kindle cases in there, and I thought, why not get one today? I like the colors of the one I got. I feel like the little doodles are summer coated. I really like that this one has a handle on the back because I do use the pop socket for that reason. It just makes holding the Kindle for long periods of time a lot easier. But it also has a little stand so I can set it on the table and use my like Kindle page turners and read it that way or something like that. I was really excited to see that this one had that. And I feel better about just putting this in my bag and bringing it with me because the thing about just using a clear case is that the screen is still exposed. I don't have any type of screensaver on my Kindle, so this feels like a good all-around protective case, and especially good for summer, like summer travel, summer beach day. And the last not book thing that I'm really excited about is this Free Period Press 50 Fantasy Books, a checklist to explore enchanted realms and epic quest. It's like, I forget the proper name for these, like leaflets, pamphlets. I have one of all the romance bookstores in the US, and this one is just a checklist of fantasy books, which is my favorite genre. Okay, like Babel by R.F. Kuang is the third one from the top. There's also Black Sun, Rebecca Roanhorse, The Color of Magic by Terry Pratchett, The Cruel Prince by Holly Black, which is one fantasy series that I have not read, but I feel like is really popular. Legendborn by Tracy Deonn, already read. So I feel like this will be a good thing that I can look to when I don't know what to read or I'm looking for a new fantasy read. And they also have some like fun facts on the back, common fantasy words. Oh, an epic quest generator. Maybe I'm also starting a little bookish collection of these because they're so fun. Now for what we came for, the books. And it's kind of satisfying me that these are all paperback. I didn't do that on purpose, but paperback inherently feels more summer than hardback. Starting with my book pick from Authentic Books, Chlorine, a novel by Jade Song. This was in their Siren Stories section, and I know this must be a good one because when I brought it up to pay for it, the two girls working that day were like, ooh, Chlorine, like we're reading Chlorine together right now. And I was like, oh, this was a perfect summer pick for two reasons. One, it's only 230 something pages, which makes it a very fast read, especially for a fantasy adjacent type of book. I feel like I start craving that in fantasy books. Like I love reading them, but they're always so long, and sometimes I'm craving just the accomplishment of finishing a book. So I'm happy to have a shorter fantasy-like read. Let me just tell you about it. Renyu is a swimmer. Her daily life starts and ends with the pool. Her teammates are her only friends. Her coach is her guiding light. If she swims well enough, she will be scouted, get a scholarship, go to a good school. Her parents will love her. Her coach will be kind to her. She will have a good life. But these are human concerns. These are the concerns of those confined to land, those with legs. Ren grew up on stories of creatures of the deep, of the oceans and the rivers, creatures that called sailors to their doom. They dragged them down and drowned them. They feasted on their flesh. The creature that she's always longed to become, The Mermaid. This book stood out to me because it does feel like it's going to have a little bit of a darker tone, and I'm trying to push myself out of my reading comfort zone. I think there are some horror elements to this book, but it is also about mermaids. Wren aches to be in the water. She dreams of the scent of chlorine, the feel of it on her skin. She will do anything she can to make a life for herself where she can be free, no matter the pain, no matter what anyone else thinks, no matter how much blood she has to spill. I feel like this could take some really twisted turns, and I'm open to it because, again, it's a girl who wants to become a mermaid. I'm a girl who wants to become a mermaid, so I think we can relate on that front. However, it sounds like this girl is willing to go through a lot more than I would to become a mermaid. The thing that concerns me the most about the back of this, apparently Wren dreams of the scent of chlorine and the feel of it on her skin. Chlorine is not a scent that I would dream of smelling all the time. I have to be honest. It's very strong because it's meant to clean like pool water and stuff. So it's chemicals. So it smells like a chemical. And if you spend too much time in a chlorinated pool, your skin will dry out. It's not good for you. Like, it's not something you want on your skin all the time. So that is already concerning. I think it's going to be interesting. I could see myself definitely reading this by the beach. And the fact that it is shorter as well is also enticing for that. I think this book fits in with the next two in the same category of I can see myself reading this by a body of water, whether that be a beach, a pool, the ocean, which I guess is at the beach. I can only think of two bodies of water right now. A lake, something like that. And that is these two books by Joe Segura, Raiders of the Lost Heart and Temple of Swoon. These are summer books. The covers alone are so summer coated, the bright, vibrant colors, lots of green, and these have the potential for quirky romance, and I will never be tired of a quirky romance with just like awkward characters, awkward situations, silly adventures. I live for that, especially during the summer. So we have two of them. I was so convinced that I was going to like the first book just based on the back summary that I also decided to get the second one. And honestly, that motivates me even more to read both of these books because then it's like I've done a series, you know? So let me tell you about the first book, Raiders of the Lost Heart. Rival archaeologists must team up on a secret Aztec expedition, or it could leave their careers and hearts in ruins. I think that's all you need to know. Like, does that not intrigue you already? Can't you just see the Netflix adaptation in your mind already? I almost don't want to read too much of this back because I want to be surprised, but I know that they are... Okay, so the reason why they're on this Aztec Empire quest expedition, is because our female main character is searching for the long-lost remains of her ancestor, who is an ancient warrior of the Aztec Empire. Okay, so she's got like personal ties to this expedition, and the guy on it she hates, and that's enough for me. That's all I need to know to be convinced enough that this is going to bring the vibes. That and the color. I trust this little doodle on the front. I do. The second book, Temple of Swoon, it's just as fun and vibrant. The birds are really giving rainforest, which I think is appropriate for this book. Her mission, find the lost city of the moon in the Amazon rainforest. His mission, protect the holy temple and his heart. I don't know if this is another like enemies, rivals to lovers. Let's find out. So she gets the chance, our main character gets the chance to lead an expedition to find the lost city of the moon in the Amazon rainforest to prove herself. And a journalist joins the archaeological team to chronicle their search for the lost city. Oh, that's his cover because his real goal is to make sure that the team does not reach... Oh, okay. That's his cover because his real goal is to make sure that the team doesn't reach a holy city and to protect his mother's legacy. Okay, so he's the one with the personal tie to the expedition this time. I like that switch. That's fun. So he's just trying to protect legacy, but I think he's going to end up falling for our female main character who is probably girl bossing her way through this expedition. I'm sold. If you remember while we were shopping my mini library, I said I wanted to read the second book in the Davenport series, and I have realized that is like a third, fourth genre that I really, really love. Subgenre is like the historical fiction, the whimsical historical fiction. So things like that read like Bridgerton. If it falls under If you like Bridgerton, read this book. That is what I'm talking about. And I picked up one at the New Romantics called A Tropical Rebel Gets the Duke. Look how beautiful this cover is. I'm really loving the purple and the yellow on the book covers. A Tropical Rebel Gets the Duke is written by Adriana Herrera, and she was born and raised in the Caribbean, but for the last 15 years has let her job and her spouse take her all over the world. She loves writing stories about people who look and sound like her people, getting unapologetic happy endings. I'm so excited to read this. This takes place in Paris, 1889, and our FMC is a physician named Aurora, and she takes care of people, of course. The MMC is the Duke of Anon. His name is Apollo. Apollo feels misunderstood by society, and he feels that by marrying the right girl and making her a duchess, they will be easier on him. So who does he decide to marry? Well, none other than Aurora, of course, because this is their love story. Come on, you knew this. And Aurora is not really a risk taker when it comes to love. She begrudgingly accepts his protection and then promptly finds herself in his bed. Okay, so safe to assume there will be some spice in here. When dangerous figures from their past return to threaten them, Apollo whisks Aurora away to the French Riviera. Far from the reproachful eye of Parisian society, can Apollo convince Aurora that their bond is stronger than the forces keeping them apart? So it feels like marriage of convenience, but they start to be marriage of love. We will find out. I'm happy about this. I want to read more of this genre because I never not like it. So it's like a safe pick for me. And the whole point of this TBR is to have books to pull from that I'm excited to read from, that I can rely on this summer, so I don't act like I don't have a ton of books on my shelves to read. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited about this next one. I am so excited about this next one because one of the books that I read earlier this year in February, I specifically saved it for February, was The Kiss Countdown by Etta Easton, and I love that book. I think I gave it 5 stars, to be honest, and I hadn't given a contemporary romance, no type of whimsical, fantastical element a 5-star rating in maybe a year, maybe longer. I don't even remember the last one that I gave a 5-star rating to. So it's a big deal that I gave 5 stars to The Kiss Countdown. It was just so perfect. And Etta Easton has a second book called The Love Simulation. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited because the first one was about the female main character falling in love with a man who was training to be an astronaut and was going to leave on his space mission, and was going to leave on his space mission within 6 months. They ended up having to live together. This one, a sister of the astronaut, our female main character, Brianna, finds herself being a part of a Mars simulation. Forced proximity. This is forced proximity romance, but contemporary. So I really loved Etta Easton's first book, and I am excited to read a second one of hers this summer because I do want to try to read more books by the same author. And last but not least, I'm pretty sure the New Romantics gave me this book, maybe as a part of Indie Bookstore Day. I think it was maybe in the tote, because I did not pick this up, and at first I was like, oh no, I left a book or something got confused. But no, I think this is a gift because this is an advanced reader copy, an ARC in bookish terms, of Much Ado About Margaret, a novel by Margaret Rose. This is actually so perfect for me. Back to that discussion about me loving whimsical historical fiction. I think that's exactly what this is. I've not held a lot of advanced reader copies, and I'm actually really excited about this one. This makes me feel really special, but the summary isn't on the back because that's all of the publisher information. It's right in on the front page. Okay, let's read it. Margaret Rose next season in Regency England follows a rebellious writer and the man who risked everything to publish her. A whimsical, bookish, historical fiction romance. This found its way to me on purpose, I feel. Margaret Arden yearns to live like the passionate and daring women in her novel. The idyllic life at Moseley Cottage with her 2 younger sisters and mother is fine, but Margaret wants more than the demure and dainty existence she's known. After a particularly brutal rejection from an annoyingly attractive publisher, Margaret fears being forced into a marriage to protect her family if their financial situation doesn't improve. Until her cousin's glamorous wedding masquerade brings her onto a a collision course with scandal, notoriety, and even love. Captain Bridger Darrow is starting over after fighting for his country. Now home, he is struggling to save his family from destitution and succeed in a new venture of passion, book publishing. It's all going rather poorly until he stumbles upon loose pages of an astonishing novel while in attendance at his dearest friend's wedding. Bridger knows he must publish it. But beyond meeting the author, Bridger is stunned to discover that she is a woman, and he has already told her off in grand fashion. While Bridger is keen to gain her trust and rescind the initial rejection, Margaret can't help but be skeptical of his intentions. Sparks fly between the two, just as the wedding of the season starts to descend into chaos when a masked dance leads to a case of mistaken identities. Oh, thank you, universe. I'm so excited for this. It fits right in with this TBR, the perfect completion of the summer TBR. I am feeling so excited. I am looking forward to reading each and every one of these stories. Wow, I can't believe summertime is almost here. Let me know what your favorite season is. And that's all for this video. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.